He is the best competitor I've ever been around. He is the one guy that I would want on my team, in my foxhole. He's a great competitor. He's a great person. When the game's on the line, when moving the chains is on the line, it's the last minute of the game, whatever it may be, you want that guy with you. I can tell you that, and I'm not coached in the NFL. I won't claim to be a guy that has a great understanding of that league.
And by the way, I was remiss. You did coach Tim, obviously, at Florida.
I did.
For how many years did you?
His whole 4 years.
All the way.
You know, I was there 6, but 4 were Tim. And so, do I think he'll have a great career? I really do. I think he's resilient. I think he's tough. I think he'll weather it. I think that he'll go on. And, you know, at Boston College, what we look for is a guy that has it at that position, right? We have Chase Reddick right now. He's really demonstrated that this spring. I'm really excited about him. As we recruit forward, to me, that position's all about the it factor. Yep. They come in all kind of different throwers, runners, but do you have it? Can you win a championship? Can you lead your team to a victory? Those are the characteristics that start there, and then you work down from that point.
I want you to speak to Tim Tebow and your program simultaneously as I ask you this question. Because contrary to what some people across from me will try to paint, I don't dislike Tim Tebow. I agree with you about the it factor. I just don't think he can throw. That's my personal opinion, and I don't think he can throw on the NFL level. That's where I'm coming from. But because of the it factor, I do believe he's an attribute to any locker room. I do believe he could put on an NFL uniform and make a contribution. You coach tight ends. You weren't just an offensive line. You weren't just the offensive coordinator. Right. You were an offensive line coach. You were a tight ends coach. Right. You did it all. When you look at Tim Tebow and you see that it factor, is it an insult to sit there and say a guy can't do this, but he could do a multitude of things? Is that wrong?
No. I mean, the question is if we're talking about could he play a lot of position in football? There's no question he could.
That's right.
Okay, now, can he play quarterback in a great system that matches his abilities? Yes. If you want to put him, you know, it's like everyone's got their strengths and their weaknesses, but what's going on in the NFL, the rage of the NFL right now is a lot of spread components. Mm-hmm. And the thing that he has in that world is tremendous physical presence, which you need sometimes for the amount of shots that you take. So with the teams that are going into this style of offense, it just amazes me that you know, a team wouldn't want to bring a guy like Tim in here. But, you know, going back to the it factor, you know, it's just incredible. You know, you guys are fans and students of pro football, college football, you know. Teams that win, they have those quarterbacks. You know, at BC, Matt Ryan. I mean, yes. Wow. Yes. I mean, incredible it factor.
Speak up.
Incredible it factor, right? Just got it dripping. I mean, and Doug Flutie at Boston College. How about the it factor? Now, those are just different guys, right, in terms of their physical attributes, but they have a real common denominator, and that common denominator is winning. Yeah. And bringing their teams to victory. And I just think that that's critically critical. When we talk about that as a staff, we start there, as I said, and then you work down. Because I've seen a lot of beautiful throwers that don't lead their team and win.
And they can't win.
So I would just throw that out there. And, you know, obviously that's at BC, you know, as we move forward. Yeah. We talk about all the time. What are the characteristics that you're really looking for? Not just in a quarterback, but we're talking about a quarterback right now. But in general in your football team, you want character. You know, you want toughness, you want intelligence, you want accountability, you want those factors, that glue that allows a guy to lead a team.
Real quickly, because I know he's got a question for you and we run out of time. Do you believe that's a characteristic that's developed by coaches, or is it something that you look to see if an athlete inherently has that? Is that something you develop, or do you have it or you don't?
I think you can develop it. But I think those great quarterbacks, those guys, they, you know, like I was around McNabb at Syracuse, those guys, they had it, man. They just had it, you know. Now, can you enhance it? Yes. Can you develop it in some players? Yes. But that position, those guys, when you're around those guys that have it, you can tell.